Well, hi again, everyone. I'm Jack Church. Welcome to the podcast, Love Letters to Pam, the Jack Church Show. Or, of course, you may be watching via the YouTube channel. Either way, we always say thank you so much for checking in with us. Well, guess what? It's another big weekend, and next week, another big date. You know what I'm talking about. Two significant dates coming up again. And those of you who have experienced loss, oftentimes it's a little tough thinking about those dates. Now, the Super Bowl is coming up. Now, the Super Bowl for me is pretty doggone significant because my wife and I, we got married many years ago. Pam and I got married on Super Bowl weekend. I know, go figure. Who was planning that? Because then, in the years that followed, whenever it was time to celebrate our anniversary, I always had the question of, gee, watch the Super Bowl, celebrate anniversary. Thank goodness Pam likes sports, and we figured out a way to combine the two, and we had some great anniversaries. Now, later on, though, Pam loved hosting Super Bowl parties, and we had a few of those over the course of the year. So as the Super Bowl approaches, well, I start getting a little down, thinking about, oh, brother, Super Bowl's coming up. What am I going to do? How am I going to spend the day? And then going to parties isn't really that appealing, going alone. I think the last couple of years I may have watched it with our kids. I don't really even remember. Do you have that problem too? I can't remember what I did last week sometimes. It just seems like, I think they call it widow fog or whatever sometimes that we have. So, and people will kid me about, what do you mean you don't remember what you did last week? I mean, no, it's just things don't, lock in quite as much as they used to. But I'm sure I did something. In the meantime, though, this year, I had an opportunity. There was a party coming up, and I thought, well, maybe I will go to it. And then, though, I found out, of course, well, I didn't find out. I knew it was happening. There's a big golf tournament here in the Phoenix area, and Pam and I loved golf. I love golf. And it's the Waste Management Phoenix Open, and I thought, well, which would be maybe a little more fun for me by myself? Well, as we've talked about before, I find that being in a crowd is usually not that tough. I can actually have a pretty good time when I go to big sporting events, things like that. And so I thought, you know what, let's see if we can get a ticket for the Waste Management Golf Open on Sunday, the final round, day of the Super Bowl, because I can always record the Super Bowl. And I'm actually a Packer fan, so I don't really care that much about the two teams that are in there. I mean, it's okay. And you can see by my logo there, I'm a big Tennessee fan. That's college football, though, that we're talking. So anyway, bottom line is I decided to get a ticket, and I got one. And so I'm going to be going to the golf tournament on Sunday. And I'm actually a little bit excited about it. And then I thought about the party that I was invited to, and I started thinking, well, maybe I should have gone to the party. And then I thought, yeah, could have, should have, would have, but we'll see how this works out. The point being, though, is that instead of just sitting around and dreading the Super Bowl and thinking about what was and what never will be again, I decided to focus more on, okay, what can I do to make this a fun day? And no, it won't ever be as much fun as if Pam was with me. And a lot of you are shaking your heads now and going, yeah. But I think it will be a fun day because there'll be thousands of people there, lots of energy. You get to see some pro golfers. The weather's going to be beautiful. I'll be outdoors. That's always good. So I think it's all going to be just fine. Now, then a couple of days later, you all know what's coming up after that. Valentine's Day. Oh, brother, Valentine's Day, the day of love. And for many of us, though, we lost the one that we loved. And so Valentine's just doesn't quite pack the punch that it used to. I will tell you, though, that Pam was always much better at Valentine's Day than me. I always came up with something pretty good, but I got to tell you, she always came up with some things that were just extra special. In fact, I'm going to reach over here. I want to show you something that she did for me. This was in 2017. Just shows you how darn sweet she was. She had a book made for me on Valentine's Day. This is in 2017, and I just love this. It's all these little pictures, and she wrote little captions in there about our life together. And then inside it says, "Happy Valentine's Day, I'm not going to cry. So, oh boy, maybe I will. It's very short. She just put, Happy Valentine's Day to my love forever and always. You are and always will be the love of my life. Love, Pam. And that was February 14th, 2017. We did get to spend Valentine's Day together again in 2018 and 2019. And those were still, even though I lost her in the fall of 2019, she was still doing okay in February of 2019. So we had a pretty good day. In fact, I think we played golf and we ate lunch at the golf course restaurant. So we had a nice Valentine's Day. So then, though, roll forward now. No longer have Pam. Valentine's Day is coming up. Everybody's like, oh, if I have to see one more of those sappy jewelry commercials where the couple breaks down and cries, or if I have to see one more flower commercial, I'm just going to go nuts. Well, I kind of tune it out, which actually my ears have been clogged up for 2 weeks with sinus issues, so I sound like I'm talking in a barrel, so it's been easy to tune things out. But anyway, you may recall that, like I've done on birthdays and anniversaries and things like that, I try and plan something special so I look forward to the day. So I'm going to give you my idea for what I'm doing for this Valentine's Day, and I've done it in the past. Last year, I did gift cards to Chick-fil-A, and I got little Valentine cards, and I gave them to the manager, who handed out, I think I did a dozen of them, and he handed them out to the first dozen ladies that came through the restaurant. I wasn't there, and it was just a little Valentine card, a little gift card, telling them that my Valentine was in heaven now. Won't you be my Valentine today and enjoy this gift card? And so I looked forward to the day and thought about maybe that brightened the day for some who maybe they didn't have a Valentine and now they had one. And so I'm going to do the same thing this year. Not doing it with Chick-fil-A. There's actually a local coffee shop here that I'm going to get together with and do some gift cards there and get some Valentine cards. And then I'll drop them off. And again, I won't be there. And then they'll hand those out. And so during the day, I'll be thinking about, hey, somebody got a little Valentine gift. And I'm happy we could do that. And I always tell people it's not about me. It's about Pam and just celebrating her life again on those special dates. So again, that's just some ideas that I have for you. Again, on those special dates, try your best not to focus on the negativity, the woe is me, I'm alone, I won't get to do this again, things like that. It's easy to do. Now, don't get me wrong. I do think about it, and I'll have my moments, but I'll get through it. And you may be saying, well, what are you going to do on Valentine's night? You know, I won't even think about it. I'll probably watch a ball game. I'll cook dinner. I'll be working during the day. I'll get through it just fine. But again, on those special dates, you know, her birthday's coming up. I'll do something special then as well. You may have, if you read online for our anniversary, I had an amazing anniversary dinner at our favorite restaurant here in the Phoenix area, and all went well. Strangers whom I'd never met before made it an extra special evening. So if you just kind of expose yourself to people, let them know a little bit about what you're going through and how you're addressing it, you'll be surprised how many people will step up to the plate and help you. I've been amazed. I posted my story about our anniversary day and how it was on a public site we have here. It's like a community forum. And I got to tell you, I was overwhelmed by the response. Literally over 1,000 people responded. I couldn't keep up with all the comments. These were all perfect strangers, wishing me a happy anniversary and saying how much they enjoyed the story of how people participated in our anniversary and we still celebrated it despite Pam not being here on Earth. And I think the thing too that was interesting is all of these complete strangers who commented and sent little notes and things like that. It was really amazing how they came out, because a lot of friends and family, they don't say a word. Co-workers, things like that, they're like, oh, I don't know. I think maybe because they're uncomfortable with it sometimes. And so that's always kind of an interesting take, that perfect strangers can be so wonderful. And again, put yourself out there. Let people know. You know, I love Pam's quote, you got to be a friend to have a friend. And so that's kind of what I'm trying to do. Now, don't get me wrong, still have some dark days. I got to tell you, last week, oh, brother, it was a dark week for me. I was having some really dark thoughts. And then I woke up one morning and I said, you know what? You got to stop this. This is not productive. This is not helping anything. This is not helping anybody. And I just, I prayed about it. I said, God, help me to turn my attitude around. That old thing we used to say to our kids, take that frown and turn it upside down. And so that's what I tried to do. So it's been a much better week, and I'm looking forward to the weekend, and in a weird kind of way, looking forward to Valentine's Day. So hopefully if some of these little tips help you out just a little bit. If they don't, well, consider the price. It can cost you a nickel to watch this, and you may have already tuned out as well. And I thank you again for subscribing to both the podcast and to the YouTube channel. And I like to always ask you to please stick around for the credits. Until we talk next time, you know what we always say, make it a great day. Better yet, make it a better tomorrow. Bye now.